I challenged myself to make a horror game in Godot in 72 hours. I have never made a full game. I have made demos, but never a proper game with a start and finish. I'm gonna keep things simple. As much as I'd like to do some sort of unique mechanic, we're gonna make a walking simulator, but we're gonna have great atmosphere. I started off with a very simple beginning to my map before working on the player. Now at this point, I didn't know what kind of horror game I wanted to make, but I did know that I wanted the player to be able to pick up keys so they could open up doors. But that meant I would have to figure out how to use raycasting in Godot, which was still very new to me. Trying to implement a player controller with raycasting basically cost me the first 2 hours of the challenge, but it was definitely worth it once I figured it out.
Yes! Yes! You don't know how much I needed this!
After I got the player working, I got straight into designing a prototype for a bigger map. At first, I wanted the game to take place outdoors, so I was using a green floor. But then I realized it would be much more practical to do an indoor design, since I wouldn't have to build as much in 72 hours. So I changed the map's colors to reflect more of a bunker, and got started on constructing the walls and room design. After I was done with the map layout, I changed the game's resolution to be low enough to give it that pixelated look. And I also started adding lights to the map's interior. With only a few elements to my game, there was already a good amount of atmosphere within it. And I finally felt like the foundation was complete. I had something I could work off of. As I went through this surprisingly cathartic experience of lighting up my map, I got to thinking and realized that my prototype looked a bit more like the Backrooms than a bunker. So I decided that's what my game would be about. I guess we're making a liminal game, guys. The thought never crossed my mind. But look at this. Any weird lighting artifacts like that? No, that's just part of the lore. Ooh, look at this, look at this. Ooh. It might not have seemed like that much, but as a beginner, I was absolutely exhausted, and so I decided to call it for the day. We started this challenge at 11 a.m. It is now 5:35 p.m., and we have a completed map with a door and a key. Now I'm going to start actually making a jump scare that I want to come probably once in the middle of the game and once at the end. But first, I still have to make it so that the lights turn out once you get the key. That's right, I forgot to mention that I wanted to make the lights go out when you pick up the key that I also didn't mention. But anyways, it looks like I still had more fight in me, so I did this by creating a script that gets notified when the player picks up the key to the door, and attaching that script to every light with the command to go out. I also added a timer, so this would have a 3-second delay. Day 2. It's day 2. And I'm feeling in the groove. The stuff isn't hard at all. I'm not even worried about the deadline anymore, although I kind of wish that I had more time. But today, we will program some actual entities. And by program entities, I mean still frame models that try to scare the player. I started the day by designing the monster that would be featured in my game. I decided to use my favorite technique of taking a cube and making a jaw out of that cube, and then trying to make the shape look as scary as possible. But somehow, instead of making some sort of SCP or entity, I just ended up designing a goblin. And I couldn't stop making it look like a goblin. I had to try really hard to turn things around design-wise. I ended up turning it into more of this deactivated robot head, but when I put it in the game, it looked too silly, so I decided to try again from scratch. For my new design, I tried to make the head a bit more angular from the get-go, but this started driving me crazy because I couldn't get the thought out of my head that I was just designing a Koopa turtle, and I couldn't take it. It was bombarding me. Dude, that's never gonna be scary, bro. That's just a Koopa. So I rage quit and started again. For this design, I got straight to adding antlers, because if I know one thing, it's that antlers are scary. And fortunately for my sanity, this design came out looking a little bit scary. It wasn't the most unique design, but it didn't have to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I call it the room back. This looks like pretty standard backroom entity stuff in my opinion. It's got that black and sort of wiry vibe that I would want to go for. I positioned the room back at a strategic angle around this corner, planning for him to appear as a distant figure. Using Godot's Area 3D node, I created an invisible collision box the player would walk through to make the room back appear in front of them. And with that jump scare all set, I moved on to expand the rest of the map. Here's where things get really interesting. You see that gray rectangle in the wall? I don't know what that is. I don't know how it got there. I think it's some sort of artifact that was made from my amateur modeling skills. But basically, I found out that if you walk into that rectangle, it'll actually just glitch out the map and no-clip you into a different part of it. And that was the moment that I realized a Backrooms game is the best setting for a beginner game dev to use. Because in a normal game, this glitch would probably frustrate me, but now it can just be played off as a feature. You bet I capitalized on this free addition by adding a giant red arrow to tell the player to use it, which is also just very Backrooms core. Day 3. Okay, so it's day 3, and I think because I have a lot of glitches that I'm keeping in the game as features, it would be a good idea to go ahead and implement a reset button. I could also do this by making it so that if you fall out of the map, you automatically get brought back up. Actually, we're going to do that. That sounds way cooler. If you fall out of the map, you just glitch back up into it. It's more glitchy. Basically, all you need to know is that on day 3, I added some emergency collision boxes in case the player falls out of the map, which I plan to use to keep the glitches in line.
No, please, please. No.
I then added a bit more content, such as another key for the player to find, and created probably the worst menu screen and end screen known to man, before getting started on what I really wanted to do that day, which was adding music. Now, my plan for music was very simple. Step 1, find some copyright-free bossa nova. Step 2, add some reverb to the copyright-free bossa nova. Step 3, profit. After some finishing touches and adjustments, I completed the game and hit up my friend Attic Vibes for a blind playthrough. Here is how his playthrough went.
Today I am playing my friend Lufa's game Backrooms from Wish 1. Alright, so we got here. We got a screen. First of all, you gotta love a screen. Press any key to play. Alright, I'm gonna press W. Alright, we got a... okay. Go over there. Can I open this up? Locked door. Alright. Alright, we got a long corridor. Ooh. Why do I agree to this thing? Why do I agree? Whenever I play... Oh, it's red door. Is this one gonna be locked? Locked door. I could go through... I could go around it. And security measures needs to be increased in this particular area. But alright, here we go. We got this. Black wall. Ooh, we got the cube of destiny. It's a key. Oh! Okay, I saw... Okay. I saw... Okay, you. You. The white circles, he's like, you know what, Attic? I'm gonna turn them off for you. You had too many. You had too many, Attic. You, Lufa. Lufa. Oh, it's Lufa. It's Lufa. Yo, my boy. Yo, it's open. Yo, it's a party. Where's the GBL speaker? I can't move. I can't move. I can't move. I can't move. All right, what's up, guys? Back at it again. All right, back at it again. All right, time for the JBL speaker. Oh, party this way. Oh, okay. Oh, what's going on? Why am I here? Okay. I didn't even grab the red thing. Now I'm here. All right. All right, this time, no running into anything. I feel like this is the back rooms, so it's just gonna, maybe that is a feature. It just teleports me. All right, what's up, guys? We back at it again. All right. So is this like a puzzle I'm not figuring out? So, okay. So it's like whenever I pass through this area right here. I'm floating. I'm floating. I'm going up. Where am I? I'm in the hallway. I'm in the corridor. Yo, let's go. Okay. All right. I don't know how that worked, but it did. Now I press E to take key. All right, going back around. Okay. All right. No, please, no. What's going on, guys? Back at it again. Don't touch this corner. Here we go. Going up to the red corner. Will he make it? Oh, let's go. Hey, let's go. We got it. We did it.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you guys. That did not go exactly how I was expecting. I did expect the game to be glitchy, but I didn't know it was gonna be that glitchy. It was made in 3 days, but Attic had to walk through my walking simulator a lot. So I think the number one thing, it might be a good idea to put a little bit more polish on the next game. But if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I'm Lufa.